try to be objective with all of my sports coverage, and listen, J.C. Sheldon objectively should be suspended for this play. I just don't know in what world, in what universe you watch that play back and you go, that was a basketball play. She was trying to make a basketball move, especially with all the angles of the...
People are getting louder. Frustration is rising fast. Fans from all over the basketball world are demanding justice. After JCS Sheldon's violent hit on Caitlin Clark, the WNBA community is outraged. They clearly want Sheldon to be punished with a serious fine for her reckless action, an action that could have ended the career of the league's biggest star.
It's clearly targeting Caitlin Clark most of this game, and that is, that comes from a function of, she guarded her in one-on-one situations a lot up the court, and then rolled into a lot of doubles in the half court, but there was talking and chirping all game, and for me, it was punctuated by Caitlin Clark's final play before she came out of the game, where she stares JC Sheldon down, essentially demonstrates, she's like, if you poke me in my eye, I will shoot it in yours. And she crosses her, finds the favorite spot, free throw line extended from the logo area, big fuck you 3 to JC Sheldon, yells at the Connecticut bench, yells at the crowd. Her and JC Sheldon come back together. Caitlin fires up the audience, basically tells JC Sheldon, you are a bum.
This feeling is spreading quickly across social media and sports forums. Fans are begging the WNBA to give Sheldon a big fine that sends a strong message. If the league won't protect Caitlin through fair referees, then the punishment must be big enough to scare off future attackers.
Every time Caitlin Clark takes the court, her opponents act like they've been booked for a main event brawl. The WNBA is doing nothing about it. Opponents aren't playing ball. They're strategically ambushing her. They're trying to injure her. Opponents bring chaos. She brings composure. And what Sophie did last night is completely valid. The WNBA has to do something about that.
What should have been a regular Tuesday night game between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun turned into another harsh moment in Caitlin Clark's season. Again, she was treated like a punching bag, and the WNBA did nothing. But this time, the foul was so obvious that even casual fans could see Sheldon meant to harm her.
JC Sheldon. There is a legitimate hatred there. If you guys have heard, this Ohio State team, this 2023 Ohio State team, hated that Iowa team. And this is JC Sheldon, who was Caitlin Clark's direct matchup in these games. Like I tweeted out, forget Angel, forget Dejanay. This is Caitlin Clark's one true rival.
During a defensive play, Basie Sheldon poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. It could have seriously hurt her. What made it worse was Sheldon's smile afterward. Fans saw that grin and knew it wasn't a mistake. This wasn't just part of the game, it was a planned attack on the player who helped save the WNBA from being ignored.
Funny thing about that whole Caitlin and JC situation last night is it's like on a if you know thing. These two have been running the friendly fade on the court for like the last 4 years. They played in college, had great battles, so I'm not surprised last night happened.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe. After the eye poke, Sheldon kept going. She grabbed Caitlin's arm and dug her nails into her skin. The referees ignored it. Then, while Caitlin was still in pain, Marina Mabrey ran up behind her and shoved her to the floor. It felt like a tag team attack, and no one stopped it.
Oh, you know what? I'm just going to be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
The reaction was instant. Fans online were furious. Many demanded harsh punishment, from heavy fines to long suspensions. The hashtag #BanJCSSheldon started trending. People filled Sheldon's Instagram with angry comments, calling her unprofessional and bitter. Some even said she shouldn't be in the league.
Get it from behind or from the side. It's so obvious that she straight up leapt out towards Caitlyn and got her right in the eye. And the more I try and watch it back and you try to be objective, there is no world where this was a basketball play. And yes, she was playing tough defense on Caitlyn up until that point, but she leapt forward, and it's not like it's defensible where you can say she tried to get the ball, because her hand at that point was so far away from where the ball was. It's not like Caitlyn was dribbling the ball up near her face. How she was not ejected for this, I don't know. The broadcast was talking about it, and that's why Sophie Cunningham even had the opportunity to hard foul her at the end. I don't know what you do, but the league's got to do something.
Even big-name media voices spoke out. Jimmy Fallon brought it up on The Tonight Show, asking the WNBA to protect Caitlin Clark. Enough is enough, he said. Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports was even harsher. He called the attackers jealous losers and said they should play in a local gym where no one cares. When celebrities start talking, it shows this problem is bigger than basketball. It's now a public embarrassment for the league.
Stop the fighting. He thought they meant the WNBA. What is going on? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs, please. Enough of this. Please.
To see why fans are this angry, look at how valuable Caitlin Clark is. Dr. Ryan Brewer, a finance professor, said Clark made up 26.5% of all WNBA financial activity in her rookie season. And she made just $76,000 doing that. He believes she could generate nearly $1 billion in 2025 alone. That's an insane amount of money tied to one player. Letting her get hurt isn't just wrong, it's a massive business mistake.
Listen, bring Caitlin Clark to the NBA right now, because the refs ain't gonna protect her. She only got one teammate, and that's her, who gonna do something about it. Like, yo, yesterday, that's malice in the palace activity. Call for it. That y'all should have been throwing hands all over the place. How do you get poked in the eye, then get thrown to the ground, and then you receive a technical foul? And don't none of your teammates want to step up, fight, squabble, none of that. They just looking like, yo, it's been, we know that y'all been targeting Caitlin Clark now. Now I'm even watching. I'm like, hold on, what? Like, how are y'all letting this happen? How are y'all not protecting this girl? Now, she clearly is a superstar, right? But there's plenty superstars in the WNBA, and don't none of them get treated the way Caitlin Clark get treated. Now, y'all gonna mess up and ruin the whole numbers, your ratings, your all that, if y'all don't have Caitlin Clark in y'all's league. So y'all better start acting right. I'm telling you.
The WNBA's punishment was tiny. Sheldon got a flagrant 1 foul and just a $2,000 fine. Mabry got a $400 fine after her flagrant 2 was confirmed. That's less than a fancy dinner. Sophie Cunningham, who stood up for Clark, got a flagrant 2 and an extra fine. So, hurt Clark and pay $200. Defend her and get punished worse. It's backward. Fans are furious. They're starting petitions for tougher penalties and asking for fines in the tens of thousands. Some say the money should even go to Clark as compensation.
This has been a very contentious 12 hours since the game. A lot of people on ESPN saying ridiculous things, like Monica McNutt saying she had no problem with Marina Mabry's foul. And I look at that in comparison to the Sophie Cunningham foul, which I have seen people say has no place in the league, unsportsmanlike, when that actually is a lot more sportsmanlike than the Marina Mabry one. Marina Mabry was completely disconnected from the play, had nothing to do with it. There was no play even going on when Marina Mabry did that.
This isn't just about safety, it's about money. If Clark's eye had been seriously hurt, the WNBA could have lost millions. She boosts ticket sales, TV views, and jersey sales. Cities change arenas when she visits. The Fever's value jumped from $90 million to $340 million just because of her. That's a $250 million jump. A $2,000 fine for hurting someone who brings in that much money is not only wrong, it's a business failure.
Having Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent. She was massively successful in college, and that's transcended into the WNBA, where she's leaps and bounds above pretty much most every player there. You're allowing her to get beaten up on the regular during games, flagrant fouls, people trying to take her eye out. That's happened a couple different times last year and this year. And you're not protecting.
Now, fans are also saying Caitlin Clark deserves extra pay for all the targeting she goes through. No other player in history has been treated like this. She's worth almost $1 billion to the league but only makes $78,000. That's crazy. Some fans say players who commit flagrant fouls against her should have to give her a cut of their salary. Others say the league should create a special bonus system for her. It would be fair and smart, given her huge impact.
One could argue she is an A-level star, and they don't even have B and C level stars. From A, it drops to D. She is the entire league. And they allow things like this to happen last night against the Connecticut Sun.
Watch when Caitlin Clark is trying to create some space. It looked like she just got hit in the eye there.
Ooh, and Marina Mabry. I missed that one, Edona.
Oh, I missed that one too.
Like, it wasn't just a hard foul accident. Like, there's nothing Caitlin Clark has done in response at this point. So what's the point in bowing up into her face? And immediately, I don't think Caitlin's even extended her arm to push her away. Maybe the coaching is, hey, if you're physical with Caitlin Clark, it's one of the only ways to stop her. Yes. So, like, they're all encouraged to be really physically aggressive. But it's hard not to look at this and think there's animus towards her. You got to protect Caitlin Clark. She is the WNBA.
If the WNBA really wanted to protect its biggest star, it would fix the fine system. A $2,000 fine is nothing. Real punishment would be something like $25,000 or more, enough to actually scare players from targeting Caitlin Clark again.
Caitlin Clark is non-disrespectable. That's not even a word, but I'm going to just use it for the point of my video. You cannot disrespect the nucleus of women's basketball and act like it's not going to be a problem, man. Oh, Caitlin Clark could do this, but other people can't. You goddamn right. Because she's the center of women's basketball. We've said this a million times. Clark changed the game. She is the nucleus, the center, the black hole. Everything revolves around Clark with women's basketball, man. Because of her influence.